This video chart presentation of Neuralstem Inc. This is an Amex or a New York Stock Exchange market listed company trading under ticker CUR. See, the stock had a real nice climb back in August, down 42 cents all the way up to peak at $1.96. It's worked itself into a really long flag pattern that's now got a bit drawn out, still holding over top of the 200-day moving average, getting pinched between the 50 and the 200-day now. Many times when charts get to this length like this, it's time to look for a bigger move where it's finally either going to fall through that support level or it's going to start to take on some upward pressure and blow back through that 50-day and try and make some new highs. Now the indicators generally are going to be kind of stagnating because the flag's just been tapering out. You can see that's been going on with the MACD coming down one direction, pinching together. I'll pull those off because over in the near term, slightly higher lows being made. Histogram bars inching their way back towards zero, telling me a bullish cross could be coming. I want to pay attention to this, see if that bullish cross happens, and see if it can break that downward trend line, push back through zero, and go into a bullish trend. The ADX is down very low. Positive and negative DI is also down low. But as far as being positioned for movement, it's in a nice spot to take on some upward pressure, to see that positive DI move upward and start trending along with the ADX. So that's what I'd be looking for from that indicator. See that the MFIs have got a nice curl to them, moving back towards 50 now. They've definitely had a difficult time moving through that level. See, generally speaking, trending on the lower half of the indicator, but they're making the move, and I'll be looking for the continuation through and a possible trend over top of 50. Also note that the accumulation distribution is making higher lows, starting to trend upward, showing that there's accumulation going on in this play during that flag. That's also reflected in the Chaikin money flow, which is primarily holding in the green, saying that over 20 period increments, buying pressure is outweighing selling pressure. CCI is broken back through negative 100 and moving back towards zero, which means the price is near its 20-day mean. As I always mention, bottom feeders will use that break of negative 100 as a buy point, but the official buy signal from the CCI doesn't actually come in until it moves through the 100 point. Full stow, making some higher lows, also moving towards 50, which again, similar to other indicators, trending on the upper half signals there's bullish momentum in the play. Not getting much from the tricks, very similar look to the MACD, they're both trend indicators. I'll just be looking for it to hold that level, try and make a move, and push back through zero to show a bullish shift in trend. A lot of similarities going on in these indicators, as should be expected. RSIs, a gauge of momentum, down below 50, showing bearishness in the momentum, but of course stock prices slid from $1.30 back down to that dollar mark, so I wouldn't expect a lot of momentum to be in the play. But on the positive side of things, they're moving back upward and trying to punch through 50, which is an important mark. Now, of course, it always comes down to the candles, and I'm going to look for that support level right there at that 200-day moving average and the static support right around $1.03. It does dip down to $1, but I'm going to be looking for this level to hold because I really want to see the price per share stay over top of that 200-day. Now, the resistance side of things, the 50-day always offers some dynamic resistance, so pushing through that's going to be important. But there's the first real form of resistance I see right around $1.30. That's going to be the key breakout point. So relatively thinly traded stock, 209,000 shares traded on Thursday. See, that's right about average for it. I'd like to see an increase in volume coming off this support level to gather some steam to head towards this $1.30 mark. And if by chance it does break through that, it's going to meet a little bit more there at $1.40 for sure. But I'd be looking more towards top end resistance at $1.57. Now clearly that's pretty substantial gains from the $1.10 closing price on Thursday. But the point being of this chart really is that this flag is getting pretty long-winded. And I just wouldn't think it's going to continue to trend sideways like this for much longer. I'd look for a sharper move in the not too distant future. That's to clean that up real quick because if it does fall through the bottom side, I think it's important to note this is going to pick up more support until down around 90 cents because then it'll be trending well below the 50 and 200-day moving averages and they're both going to start to curl downward. And that's a signal of a much more bearish chart. It's interesting at this point though and still holding the support level, and as such I think it's one to keep an eye on going forward to see how it performs. As always, merely my interpretation of the CUR chart. Thank you for watching and trade smart.